There's been a lot of wrestling over the last few days, and we're here to cover every last minute of it, or at least condense it down into one half-hour show. Welcome to the Guerrilla Press. I am John, joined as always to the left by my Simon Gotch to my Aiden English. Sam, welcome to the show.
Oh, look at you with your timely humor.
Topical things. If you haven't heard, and I'm sure you have because you're a wrestling dork like we are, cheers. Simon Gotch was let go today, so that means the end of the vaudevillians.
Yeah, I guess we won't be able to say that anymore.
Yeah, we could still say it. Just make fun of Dan's stupid t-shirt.
So is English just a jobber now? Going to be a jobber, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, they were already a jobber, but I read, because I'm a loser, I read a lot of backstage stuff, and they said that apparently Simon Gotch was pretty shitty. I guess he'd would show up late for stuff, and he considered himself a prima donna. Like, he thought he was better than everybody that started after him.
That's probably what they put out there to...
Possibly, yeah.
WWE.
But apparently Aiden English and him didn't get along in real life, so we'll see. Whatever. So, how's your WrestleMania hangover doing, buddy?
Oh, it was fun.
12:30 at night on Sunday.
It was fun. We were down in Orlando, and I mean, to finally get to see Mania... Oh, wait, none of that happened, did it? No.
Zero of those things happened. Yeah.
Dude, what did... Seriously, after 12 o'clock?
Unbelievable.
They really... I mean, I'm sorry. I like wrestling as much as the next freaking guy, and I probably would have loved this, 10, 15, and 20 years ago, how late it was getting over.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm only 34, but GM Chrysler, after 12 o'clock, could you imagine, this show is 6 hours long? Isn't this supposed to be family friendly a little bit?
Well, and remember, I can very distinctly remember you saying at 10:30, there's still 3 matches to go here. And
then I forgot, too, there was the women's match.
Yeah. So there was still, 2 title matches, the Reigns Taker and the women's match at 10:30. I think we all assumed that women's match was going to be
I forever, I just assumed, I'd said, at one point I just stopped counting because I'm like, oh, that's definitely getting scrapped.
Yeah. It got rushed. It didn't get bumped. But
I guess they didn't want to rob Naomi in her hometown.
Yeah, I guess. Which was nice. But, frankly, for me, and we'll talk about our least favorite moment of WrestleMania, this is non-wrestling related, they could have cut that Pitbull concert out.
They weren't going to, though.
No, of course not.
You can't do that.
You cut that out, there's 15
They're
minutes
never
going to
do that.
No, they have to have their music. We had to hear oh. We had to hear that one more time, and live and in person. So talk to me, friend.
I'm not your friend, but I'll talk to you.
Okay, talk to me, enemy. You sat there with me and watched WrestleMania. What was your big standout? What do you think was your favorite thing?
Oh wow, favorite thing.
Yeah. Or I'd say favorite. What made you really go, damn, this is why I watch wrestling?
I just thought overall, actually, it was there's good wrestling, a good card, not a lot of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wyatt, I'll save that.
Yeah, save that for your
good things. Good things. AJ Shane delivered.
Oh,
Shane is ridiculous as usual. I don't agree with him being involved in all these matches, and it doesn't kind of make sense to book Shane as almost as good. AJ Styles.
I almost got you. Yeah, exactly.
Which is insane, but that match actually was really good, fun to watch.
I guess we're supposed to believe or think that AJ underestimated him, so he didn't bring his AJ game.
But he did have his A game. He was amazing. He was phenomenal.
How
about Brock Goldberg? That could be another. You know what? They made us they've been so short and so. They somehow made 4 minutes seem like an amazing match.
That really is one of my top highlights. I don't know if it's my favorite moment, but that match, when Brock came out and started doing the suplexes, and we're like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a 2-minute match or 2-second match. And then he hits him with that spear out of nowhere because the camera wasn't even on him. I was like, oh, baby.
The match was all spears and suplexes.
That's all it was, yeah. I mean, they did that spot through the barricade, which was pretty cool. I mean, they did a lot for me to make that match seem
better than I thought it was going to be. Way better. Yeah. And the crowd being into it always helps. The crowd was into that.
The crowd was really into it. For me, I'm going to probably blend together 2 of our topics we're going to talk about. I think the Hardys showing up was my number 1.
Yeah, I think that,
It just,
that was awesome because I think we all possibly thought it was possible.
Yeah.
I really thought it was a Mania, next night after Mania type moment.
Knowing that they had just done a ladder match with the Bucks of Youth the night before, and that they came and did a ladder match again at WrestleMania, the freaking same or next night, unbelievable. And they won the titles. I didn't even need him to be Broken Matt because first of all there was no promo.
Yeah. And he did a little bit of the arms out with the face, which is great.
Yeah. And just the entire seeing 70,000 people doing delete.
The delete as soon as New Day came out, the deletes were so It is amazing, and it was just like a slap in the face to Impact, TNA, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, that they let them go. They didn't, renegotiate. They didn't do whatever they wanted. And they come right to WWE, and it was like the highlight of Mania.
Yeah. And I think
how fucking over that is.
I think Vince does these things sometimes
just to piss him off.
Just to piss. I don't think it has anything to do with anything. I just think he does it for that reason. So yeah, Dan sent me this earlier, and I'm sorry, I know it's a radio show. He goes, "This is Matt Hardy's official portrait on Raw, like on their webpage." It's like that face that he makes.
I love it.
And I really don't think that he is going to do the broken character. I don't know if you saw the tweet that he put out today.
Well, I saw they're trying to say that, the fans cured me.
Cured my condition. So I think
my condition.
Yeah, they're trying to, kind of stray away from it. But
it would be a huge disappointment, to be honest. And it was when he came out to the old, Jeff Hardy music. I saw on Raw when he came out, Matt gave the sign, but then he also went like that real quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wouldn't mind it. I don't need him to be completely broken, to be honest with you. If they kind of met, I know
it's insane. How good, and especially with what WWE can do with production and stuff, and I guess we kind of knew. We didn't go over the fact that we kind of knew the Hardys were signed because your boy was down there and he saw Rebby and Senior Benjamin, and she was like, "Please don't tweet out this picture."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't allowed to tweet it. I didn't even get to tell you guys. Dan, one of the Dorks correspondents, was down in WrestleMania because we couldn't make it, so we sent him because I had that kind of money. And he actually ran into Rebby and what the hell is
Senior Benjamin, her father, but it was
at Access, and they were dressed in just hats, kind of covering their faces. Now, of course, she was in a TNA or an Impact hat, but still, whatever. And she told him when he took the picture, "Please don't tweet this out. We're not supposed to be here." So, that right there, we, the Dorks, had the inside track. We knew it. I'm going to put that freaking picture out now.
Speaking of the freaking Impact hat or whatever they want to call it, how about the chant, fuck that out.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, my God. She had to be loving that because that was she went hardcore against them, on Twitter.
Yep.
And people are like, "Wow, way to burn your bridges and blow stuff up." Actually, it worked out perfectly because she knew her fucking man was over, and it didn't matter. And that, and you tweeted WWE's letting them work their indie dates.
Yeah, they put out 3 indie dates they're allowed to work. I think
they already had agreed to.
Was it? Was it a Ring of Honor?
House of Hardcore.
House of Hardcore. I knew it was somewhere
HOH,
around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go down and see that, actually. That would be awesome. Go down to Tommy Dreamer.
And just go down the whole time and just whole night.
I come back with tennis elbow.
Yeah.
Because I don't already have that.
Obsolete.
So we talked, obviously, that was my favorite Mania moment. You're saying pretty much the whole show. What did you think of the Reigns Taker? We have to touch on it. We're not doing a full recap, but
it was. You knew Taker was going to lose. We sat there and we both rooted for it just in case, just because we hate Reigns, and I think it's pretty clear now he's probably been the most hated superstar ever, which is good for him, even though I know that's not supposedly his gimmick. The night after on Raw, my God, that was the most hatred I've ever seen given to anybody.
Really the best promo he's ever done.
Yeah, because he just took it in.
And that fucking smirk that he does, smirk where he just says, "Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter."
He would be one of the best heels of all time if only it was actually meant to be that way.
If he was allowed to be a heel, he could.
But the reaction he's getting is up there with the greatest heels of all time. Mm-hmm. It's just he's only getting it because he's being pushed as a face that got over pushed and nobody wants to see. But whatever. The match was shit.
No, I was just going to say, here's one for you. Well, anyways.
I don't know whose fault it was on that. The sequence where Taker's done a million times with the tombstone reversal where he couldn't get up and they tried a second time and he couldn't get up. Probably a combination of Taker not having the core strength anymore. But I honestly think in that type of situation, I think a Cena would have bailed it out. I really do. As much as we've bashed on it, I think Cena's stronger than Roman Reigns. Cena's pretty much stronger than probably anybody, but maybe a Cesaro on the roster. Yeah. I think a Cesaro would have been able to pull up Taker's weight, But,
yeah, well, I don't think they had good chemistry in the ring. I think that there was electricity from the crowd.
Yeah.
But remember that Superman punch?
Yeah, that was all weird.
There was supposed to be 2 Superman punches.
Spots were off.
Yeah, it was just a little bit off.
And it was tough watching Taker wasn't it?
It hurt. It really hurt. It was like watching, when you realize you can throw harder than your dad or something, or It's just like that. You're like, oh, this guy I've looked up to my entire life is no longer as good as I thought he was.
And the last ride was comically bad.
Yeah.
Like, he usually does a thing where he lifts him up and drives him down. He just dropped him.
He, like, put him on the ground.
Yeah, he just dropped him.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel terrible that Taker, couldn't get through the match. I'm glad that he's done.
And that ending was sweet, I thought. With
my God.
He got up and he took off not just his gloves, but the jacket and the hat, and it sat there in the ring for like hours after.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that, even when they were tearing the ring down and the stuff just sat there. And I saw a little, 8-second video today of him getting a standing ovation in the back, like in the locker room area.
How'd they get that? Did WWE release that? Or?
I don't think so. Somebody released it.
Oh, man. I said
it was
that.
Like cell phone.
I wanted to see that. I said, see what the wrestlers did in the back.
Yeah, so you have to look that up. It's just on Twitter I saw. But, no, overall, good match. If it hadn't been 12 o'clock at night, maybe I would have been a lot more emotionally invested in it. But
that's what's tough, too. I said, I wonder if those guys, hopefully they were allowed to get to the arena a little bit later instead of having to sit through all that in the back.
Yeah, I can't imagine that, I'm sure Goldberg wasn't there, since 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no way. But, so, any other moments, high points, low points for WrestleMania that stand out for you?
Just that, I think, the pre-show.
Ugh. Oh,
I can't believe you
weren't.
I had to get that out for you because you hate Mojo, and he might be listening. Mojo, actually,
was Mojo Rawley? Is he not the fucking worst?
He not only.
Yes, I am. I'm talking to you. He is the worst. His character's terrible. He's not that good in the ring, and he's friends with Rob Gronkowski, for fuck's sake.
That's why he's getting the push. Though.
That's why I hate him.
My friend George texted me. I told you while we were watching, and he was so mad with the whole Mojo and Gronk thing.
Oh, my God. It just... Basically, the only other guy he could team up that would make it worse is Tom Brady. Really, there's no other enemy number one for a Dolphins fan. I mean, number two
Tom
is
Brady?
Gronkowski. Yeah,
I thought you said Tom Brandy, who's a former WWE wrestler. Sal Sincere was his gimmick, and he went on by Tom Brandy on the Indies. I was like, wow, you bring out Tom Brandy. I was like, totally. Dolphins fans hate Tom Brandy.
Yeah, I cannot believe that he won that stupid thing. And when it came down to him and Jinder, you knew he was going to, obviously they're going to push him.
And Gronk was going to jack him up.
And I did not watch all of SmackDown last night. Thank God, because apparently there was a Mojo backstage where he said, I'm going to be good.
Mojo's getting a push. It's obvious. It's clear.
Terrible. I hope Ty Dillinger squashes him. Which brings us to the debuts we had in the last few days.
Butts, yeah.
Yeah, so we had Finn Balor return at the main event. Raw. We had Eric Rowan came out last night.
So those are returns.
Yeah, returns. And then we get to the debuts of Shinsuke and Dillinger on SmackDown.
Yep.
And then who else debuted?
The Revival.
Oh
that was a huge pop for the Revival.
That was huge.
And then they went ultra heel at the end. It was nice.
Good. Yeah, they're really good at just.
They're good. They're good. At what they're supposed to,
And it's funny because they're two guys that are kind of built like Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're just kind of floppy.
I don't think you know what Stone Cold looks like. Dude, if Stone Cold's listening, he would come here and fucking stomp a mudhole in you.
Fit, man.
Dude, those guys, Stone Cold was way more built than these two dudes.
Oh, please.
Are you insane? Dude, Stone Cold was an actual college football player. And Stone Cold is way taller than these dudes.
Oh, please.
And way more developed. We'll bring up pictures then on your computer after this is over and we'll look. These dudes are built more, I'd say, like Arn Anderson. I'm not saying they're nothing wrong, but they're not.
The enforcer's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather at this point in my life have the enforcer mad at me than Stone Cold. I still think Stone Cold would stomp a mudhole in me. The enforcer,
You think he'd botch that?
I think I would call up Sid Vicious and they could have their fight over again from 30 years ago.
My point. They're built like a frumpy Steve Austin, and
you're always pissing off our possible guests. Stone Cold was all ready to come on.
Yes, he was lined up for next week. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm crazy.
There goes Mojo and Stone Cold.
Good segue into guests. We're hoping to get some of those guys in on the line here.
I bet Mojo would. You know what? He's active on Twitter, and he loves the haters. I think he would possibly come on to the show.
That would make for a really interesting Guerrilla Press because obviously if the man's right here, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not saying
he wouldn't be right.
Yeah, but I mean, if he was on Skype or something, I'd be like, "Hi there, remember me? I'm the guy that loves you. This fucker over here, the guy to my left that's always way shittier. He hates you, and he hates your buddy Rob Gronkowski too. So
I hate the Patriots. At least I got that.
There you go. You got that. I guess I don't really know Gronkowski, so I can't, hate
What do you mean
on him.
you know? Obviously, you don't know him. We don't know any of these fucking people.
I know Mojo Rawley. I watched him grow up in NXT.
You think you know? I think I know Rob Gronkowski pretty well. Party boy.
Yeah,
He's basically what he is. He's
he
Mojo.
He likes to stay hype.
They're like the same people. If you don't realize that,
Maybe that's why I hate it. I envision them like they wear visors with like hair gel. You know what I mean? Like they're those guys. Just
when do you think Ryder's coming back?
He probably won't. They'll probably wish him best of luck in their future endeavors.
I saw somebody tweeted out. I forget who it was. It was DDP tweeted out. He still thinks Zack Ryder could be a main eventer.
I don't know about main eventer now.
I mean, they don't like maybe a comeback story. Maybe they give him a little push. I don't know.
Yeah. So after all these returns, we've got a pretty stacked roster. So it's going to be really interesting with that superstar shakeup. How about Vince coming out on Monday?
Yeah.
Is that not so great? I mean, it's just like to see the old man after a year. It's pretty good. Made Raw seem even more important.
AJ came out and Shane on SmackDown put him over more, saying how it was a pleasure being in the ring with him. And so now AJ's if you saw, AJ had a clear face turn.
Yeah, he's like a face.
So now he's gonna. It's weird. Your top faces, I guarantee, your top faces on SmackDown right now, as of this exact second, are AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Yet the belt isn't involved with either one of them. It's currently in what's becoming a sackless Orton Bray feud. That Orton Bray match completely disappointed at Mania.
Yeah.
I honestly would have preferred Bray retain the title and finally get a win at Mania, a big win.
Yeah.
I guess the stupid things with the bugs and stuff in the ring would have made a lot more sense if he ended up winning because of it or something.
That's what I was thinking about that. I'm like, so he has superpowers or magic or whatever, but they don't cause him to win. What good are these superpowers?
The RKO spot wasn't as good as it normally is.
It fell flat. It really fell flat, and I don't think it had anything to do with where it was on the card. I don't think it was because it was late in the evening, but I honestly was falling asleep during that match. It wasn't even that late. It was 11:15?
Yeah, I don't know what time it exactly
was,
but it was underwhelmed
late.
For sure. And that feud, I think, after what I thought started hot, is now underwhelming.
Well, it's like you always say, that's the linear title. That's the title that you can trace back to Hulk Hogan and all those.
Yeah,
and now
it's worthless right now.
Completely
the Universal
worthless.
title, even though SmackDown I think has been by far the better show, the Universal title has been painted in a better light. I think at least, even though I know it went to Goldberg, which I didn't like, but it's been painted in a better light. Heck, the freaking U.S. title has been painted in a better light.
I kind of wondered to myself if, no, I guess they can't do that because the belt is red. I was going to say, I wonder if they would swap champions during the Superstar Shakeup thing, but the Universal title belt is red.
Yeah, probably not.
But I thought about that. I was like, maybe they can move the title back to Raw and give it that prominence again, but that wouldn't make any sense because you have a red
or Vince is like, God damn it, Raw's going to win. I'm putting both champs on Raw. I'm tired of SmackDown.
Yeah, he could. I mean, Vince is pretty stingy about that. So now comes the question that I wanted to ask you, and I know what my answer is. After this weekend, are you wrestled out? Do you feel like... Now, I know that we didn't go to Orlando, and we can talk about that also, but after 6+ hours of WrestleMania, 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, all with huge implications, big time.
I think if we went, I would have been wrestled out.
Okay.
But since we didn't, I think I'm okay. And it's just always like that. The night after, the two shows are awesome, and now you're going to kind of maybe get into that lull mode, which it sucks. And pretty much wrestling in the summer for the most part isn't not a lot of it. Now we did have, I know you hate them, but the Summer of Punk storyline was good over the summer. But you don't often get a lot of the great stuff over the summer. Yeah. And then towards the end, you get a little bit of SummerSlam build up
because I can remember last year we released the podcast last year on April 1st, which is right before WrestleMania.
Everybody thought it was an April Fool, but here we are now in mansions and Benzes.
We didn't get a lot of
and it feels
traction
stupendous
at the very beginning, and then we didn't actually but we started gaining listeners and followers right towards the end of the year last year, and I think it's because wrestling is cyclical, even though there's no
actual season.
There's no actual season. I think the summer is kind of their time
downtime.
Yeah. But no, because I had that conversation with Dan today over text. He was flying home from Orlando to Seattle, and
he went to NXT, Mania, Raw, SmackDown, didn't he?
And 205 Live.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And Access on Friday.
Is he wrestled out?
He admitted that he is.
Yeah,
he
and
said,
for him, that's a lot.
Yeah, for him to be wrestled out, I mean that's pretty impressive. That's just a fucking lot of wrestling. I mean, okay, Access is not a show, But NXT was a 3-hour event. You know, freaking, he went to the Hall of Fame. That's right. He went to the Hall of Fame, too, on Friday night. Holy hell.
That's why he's wrestled out.
Yeah, he's got to be wrestled. I mean,
it's probably like, that's like getting sexed out. Like, it's hard to do, but it's possible.
It's possible, but I don't think you have the same feeling at the end of 5 days of sex as you do at the 5 days of wrestling.
Well, like the whole walking thing on being uncomfortable.
I mean, your balls don't hurt after 5 days of wrestling.
They could. I've heard some of the seats were very uncomfortable at Mania. They said that you were up top, like some of the spots were like you sat on like a metal thing with no chair back.
Yeah.
And I've been in that stadium because I went to a bowl game there, and I've sat in those exact seats, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
So that would be tough for those like 6 hours you're sitting there with no support for your back at all, like hunched over.
So you're saying that, all right. I still think that I'd rather have 5 days of sex over 5 days of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
clearly.
I thought you were trying to...
No, but I was saying like how it's like something it's hard to do, like, oh, you never think I'm going to be wrestled out or I'm going to be like sex, but if you get enough of it over a short period of time, you're like, all right, I don't need to think about it for a little while. And then when Monday rolls back around, you're like, all right, I'll watch Raw.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if he's watching NXT tonight. Because it's on tonight.
Oh, yeah,
I should text him after record and say, you watch NXT tonight? And he'll be like, hell yeah! I can't believe he stayed for 205 Live. Although apparently, if you stayed for 205 Live after that, there was a Shinsuke versus Dolph dark match.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah,
so it was worth staying, obviously. Yeah. And obviously Shinsuke won. It'd be great if Dolph won.
Yeah. Dolph doesn't beat anybody.
Yeah, maybe only in dark matches, but certainly not against Shinsuke. All right, so quick question. I know you didn't watch a lot of NXT. How far do you think Shinsuke can go? Do you think he's a main event guy? I mean, you said earlier he's one of the top.
And how they had him come out and everything, and how it was just like not even a match, just to like show how big of a And he has the type of charisma that he doesn't really need to speak much.
That's where I was going. This had nothing to do with what he wears or his body type for once. That's usually my thing.
Yeah.
My bag that I go to. But I worried because he's not going to be able to put together a promo. But then again, Roman Reigns can't either, so... Okay, never mind. I guess he can go far. I did see that the Payback official poster or whatever for Payback has a picture of Jericho on it because I guess they're going to have that match, but I'm thinking that's got to be it.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
But, so we're not wrestled out. Maybe you were wrestled out after 5 days of wrestling, but we are the Wrestling Dorks. We never wrestled out, baby. We're going to go watch some more after this. We got a couple weeks of NXT to catch up on. No?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Yeah. Maybe go watch the Pirates.
It's nice too that summer dies down just too because summer, like, I want to be like outside and doing things. Or like
Raw starts at 8 o'clock. It's still freaking light.
Yeah, exactly. So
no, you're right. I'm fine with wrestling being a little toned down, but at the same time, it's our job to bring you this podcast and talk about how great wrestling is all the time.
Or we could just talk about like, hey, I didn't watch Raw all last night.
Well, that's like I'm really trying to cover up the fact that I didn't watch 1 minute of SmackDown last night.
I got you beat. I watched more SmackDown than you.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around. But last night it came down. Jen's like, we should go Easter basket shopping.
All right, folks, if you're still listening after that comment, bravo. Like, why in the blue hell would you admit that on the podcast or to even me that you were going, Easter basket shopping?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to get stuff for
Is that
Easter
even
baskets.
A freaking thing?
Well, we had to get stuff. She's not even doing Easter baskets. You know what she's doing this
year?
Oh,
so you weren't looking for the baskets per se. There's stuff to put in them.
Yeah, there's stuff to put in them.
Is she the woman or are you?
I didn't go. I mean, I went, but I didn't pick things out. You know where I was? I was in the toy section looking at WWE figures.
Oh, nice.
They had those trash talking guys. Did you see the commercial for those guys?
Yeah.
You can put Kevin Owens next to The Rock, hit a button, and Kevin Owens goes, "Rock, I hate you." And then he's like, "Kevin Owens, I'm going to lay the smack down." Like they can tell who's. It's a thing. I'm just trying to.
How'd the candy go?
She doesn't do candy. She doesn't do candy.
What in the blue hell's going on? I mean,
she does Cheez-Its and
I like it.
It's the nips.
But there's thing. A symbolic thingamajig there. I feel like there should be some type of candy involved.
I think she might have gotten some little boxes of jelly beans, but there's no big chocolate bunnies. There's no
no marshmallow eggs.
But she's not even doing Easter baskets this year. You know what she's going to do? Little umbrellas. Open them up, turn them upside down.
Huh.
So that
by the way, I'll admit I had an Easter basket. I think until I was like 27.
Holy
I got an
shit,
Easter
are you
basket,
serious?
and I just booked somebody else that still gets one.
Wow,
in
really?
their 30s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
No, I think that went out with Santa Claus for us. I don't think. Although looking at
How
me,
in the blue hell did Santa? Like these kids are what? So the one kid's like what 7?
Yeah, they're 8 and 10. Yeah.
Santa Claus is out? At
No,
8?
no, I'm saying me. When I was a kid. No.
I was like, what the hell's going on with these kids?
No,
you
when I
robbed
was a
them
kid.
of Santa at 8, you cretins?
You know, wrestling's fake, and so is Santa Claus.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's great. You know what? If good old if Dad's gonna say that wrestling's fake, I'm gonna tell you that Santa's fake.
Exactly. We might as well. Oh man. Well, anyways, we managed to fill almost a half an hour of only about 4 minutes of it was wrestling. So
Yeah, that's the best.
Those are the best episodes. Although Dan hates those episodes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get hate mail from him saying you should talk more about Simon Gotch because he's amazing.
I had a lot of fun talking about you going Easter basket shopping, which I thought meant you were purchasing Easter baskets. Then I thought it meant you were purchasing candy. Turns out you were doing neither. You went shopping for Cheez-Its instead of watching SmackDown. If WWE's listening, they're going to be like, wow, this guy really hates our product.
Well, you know.
I love it.
Turns out Mojo Rawley was on their product. So if they want me to watch, maybe they should have picked somebody else to win the Battle Royal, you know? It's their fault.
Like Jinder Mahal?
Jinder. I'd have been down with that. Give Jinder the push he
I would
deserves.
love he would have came out. I love the thing he does with his hand.
Yeah,
like
just that weird hand thing.
Yeah.
And it's like muscles. I mean, I don't look at him.
Yeah.
You know, it's not,
his muscles you stare at.
Yeah, just stare at
Hard body Mahal.
Hard body Mahal. Love it. So, anyways, thanks. That was the Guerrilla Press. Went a little off topic there the last few minutes, but
that's what we do. Like if you know.
Yeah, I mean everybody else talks about wrestling.
Yeah.
What's the point?
You got to mix in. Yeah, you got to mix in other stuff.
Like, you know? I mean, we're up to 270 something followers now, by the way. So we're catching up to you.
Yeah, well,
but
don't worry. When football season starts, I'll start picking up more.
Blah, blah, blah. When wrestling season, oh shit, it's over. But anyways,
I lose people because of wrestling, and then I lose people because of football. Like I tweet about so much different stuff that the people that like some of the stuff I tweet about hate. I lost a follower the other day because I retweeted something I guess that was perceived as liberal against Trump, and I had like 2 people unfollow me, and it was like. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, that's probably why, because I retweeted something from NBC.
Just to let you people know, anyone who follows us, we follow right back. And I do track to see if you unfollow us. I don't play with that stuff.
If you follow me, I don't follow you.
Yeah, no, so
I don't do that.
No rewards out of it.
Yeah,
so
I won't follow you.
You don't get that follow back. He's not a follow back girl.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're somebody special, then I will, of course, because that means you're better than me.
If you're Mojo Rawley, perhaps.
Oh my God, yeah, Mojo follows me, I'll follow him in a heartbeat.
That actually would be amazing. Although I kind of don't want him listening to our show.
Why not?
I'm thinking about how much I bash.
And how much he would just destroy you.
Thing is, he's not coming to Reading.
They have an event in June here, I believe.
Do they?
Yeah. We should go. We should set them. I bet on Twitter we could set something up and go like, have you trash talk Mojo.
That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should do it.
I'm going to work on that.
Yeah. You could trash talk somebody. Who do you hate? You don't hate anybody. You don't hate any wrestlers. No, it drives me crazy.
I know.
You're supposed to have hate in your heart.
I have some hate, but there's not like to the level of you hating Mojo.
No.
Maybe Reigns. My Reigns hate, but that's normal hate.
Yeah, that's like...
If everybody hates Reigns, now it's not even cool anymore to hate Reigns.
It's not. It's cool to hate Mojo.
But I was hating Reigns when liking Reigns was cool.
All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Mojo.